recording. Have we all got our weights handy? Obviously we need bands and our rollers. We all sorted? Okay, so we're standing, feet together, turning toes out, followed by heels. So just looking down at your feet, make sure they're tracking straight and parallel to each other. Soft through the knees, hips facing forward, shoulders round and down, and ears over the shoulders. Placing the hands on the hips, so we're just going to rock that pelvis forward, sloshing the water out the back, and arching through the lumbar spine. So one more time, we're rocking that pelvis forward and back. So finding the halfway point between the two, nice neutral spine. Placing the hands over the rib cage, drawing those shoulders down the back. Nice deep breath in through the nose. Feel that rib cage expanding and out through the mouth. And while we continue with this deep lateral breathing, I want you to imagine that belt around your waist, drawing the sides towards each other and pulling that belly button back towards your spine. At the same time, feel those pelvic floor muscles like a lift coming up. 1, 2, 3. So nice and tight through our abdominal core region, but we can keep with that deep lateral breathing. Relaxing the arms down by your side, and we'll start with releasing those shoulders. So just rolling those shoulders forward. Nice big rolls. Good. One more time forward, and then we're going to reverse up to the ears, over the mountain, and down the other side. Squeezing those shoulder blades together. Good. One more time. We're going to relax those shoulders down your back, floating the arms out to the side. Keep those shoulders down away from your ears as we reach the arms up. On the out breath, push the air away as we bring those arms back down. Good. In breath, locking those shoulders down the back as we float them out to the side. Fingers to the ceiling, palms are facing each other. And then we're going to reach the right arm up to the ceiling. Slide the shoulder blade down the back. Left arm up to the ceiling and sliding that shoulder blade down. Good. Reach both arms up to the ceiling. Roll the shoulders down the back. Last time. Reaching both arms up to the ceiling. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. We're going to push the air away as we bring the arms back to shoulder height. Bring the right arm across the chest, hook it above the elbow, and then we're going to drop the hand down the middle of the back and just gently increasing that stretch. Good. Feeling that nice pull up into the tricep here. Good. Left arm out to the side, bring it across the chest. Drop the left arm down the middle of the back, and then again, just increasing that stretch there. Nice deep breaths. Good. And then we're going to sweep both arms back, interlock the fingers, turn them inside out. Again, squeezing those shoulder blades together. Lift the hands up away from the glutes and just feeling that stretch through your chest. Breathing through that. Good. And relax the arms and shake them off. Good. So dropping the left ear to the left shoulder, right arm behind the back, taking the left hand over the head, drawing that right shoulder down, and then just feeling the stretch down the side of the neck, across the top of the shoulder. Nice deep breaths. Good, deep breath in. As you breathe out, we're coming back to the center. Again, we'll change right ear to right shoulder, left arm behind the back. Take that right hand over the head, and again, just breathing through that stretch. If you feel you can, just putting a little bit more pressure to just increase that stretch a bit. Good, and coming back to the center. So keeping those shoulders squeezed together at the back. We're going to drop the chin to the chest, just feeling the stretch up the back of the neck there. And then gently we're going to take the eyes to the ceiling. And then we're going to jut that lower jaw, the chin up towards the ceiling, feeling that stretch through the front of the neck there. And coming back to the center again. Brilliant. So floating the right arm up, left arm down, over into that left side bend, reaching that right arm over, feeling the opening of that right side. In breath to center and changing arms, lengthening through the waist, over into the right side bend. Good, and centering back up again. We're going to go into the roll down, so scooping belly button to spine, chin to chest, slowly peeling the vertebra off the wall behind you, arms hanging, head hanging, keeping those knees nice and soft, coming all the way down to the floor, either hooking the fingers under your toes or placing the hands flat on the floor. Let the head hang, shoulders down your back. And we're straightening through the right knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And soften. Straighten through the left knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And soften. Straighten through both knees now. Let the head hang, shoulders down the back. Just really breathing through that stretch through the calf, the hamstring. Soften through the knees. Scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding back up, stacking that spine, rolling those shoulders back. We're going to start with the bands. So just picking up your band. Remember, so we're bringing the arms all the way over and back. So the wider the band, the easier it is. You want to increase the mobility, so take it shorter if you can. Shorter, sort of hands closer together. So core engaged on the in-breath. We're going to float the arms straight up to the ceiling, very gently taking the arms back, round, and down towards your glutes. Good. If you're finding it really difficult, then just take those hands a little wider as we bring the arms straight back over and down. Brilliant. Good. So adjust if need be. If you found that easy, bring the hands closer together. In breath, arms up to the ceiling. Good. Sweep the arms back, round, and down. Good. And we're going to bring the arms back up. Anybody finding this a little bit easier this time? Good. We're going to do one more time, and this time we're going to hold it at the point where we feel it's the most uncomfortable, the most difficult. And we're just going to hold that stretch. Nice deep breath. Relax and bringing those arms back. Good. Last time, back up to the ceiling, round and down. Fantastic. Give those arms a shake off. We're going to grab our weights now. If you remember, we're increasing the reps. So we're going to do 15 of each. I'm going to speed it up a little bit, but I want you to stay quite controlled with the movement. Okay, remember, core engaged, neutral spine, palms facing away from you, squeezing those elbows in, and we're coming up for 15 and 14, 13, for 12, 11, for 10, and 9, 8, 7, for 6, 5, make sure we're not pulling on that lower back at all, 3, and 2, Last one, palms facing away from you, arms straight out in front for 15 and 14, 13, 12. This is the most important one to make sure that back and core are strong. We're not pulling on them. Good. For 9, shoulders locked down the back. 8, if your arms start to ache, bend those elbows. 7 and 6. For 5 and 4. Good. For 3 and 2. Last one. Good. Arms down, shake them off. We're holding the glass of water. Remember to make it harder. Bring those elbows in front of the body. Lift the elbows up. Pull the water down for 15 and 14. Good. 13. Draw the shoulders down the back. 12 and 11. For 10. Good. 9. So the start point is holding those glasses in front of you. For 7 and 6. For 5. 4. Good. For 3 and 2. Last one. I don't know about you, but that is the burniest one for me. Good. Shake those arms up. Elbows behind the body. If you suffer with your neck, keep your ears over the shoulders. The elbows stay back. They don't move. And with tricep kick back for 15 and 14. Remember, we're reaching the arms back and up. For 12 and 11. For 10 and 9. 8, 7. I can see you've all been practicing all week, doing your 5 times a week. For 4, 3. I can also see lots of smiles going on. 2, and last one. Brilliant. And we're going to go back down to one weight. Arms straight up to the ceiling. Drop the hand down behind your back. Support, elbow over the shoulder and tricep extension for 15 and 14. For 13 and 12. 11. For 10. Good. And 9. If this feels uncomfortable for you, you start getting pain in your shoulder, we're on 7, so keep counting. You can always just go back to doing this one again, okay? So it's up to you. If you really don't enjoy this one, I've lost count. Are we on about 3? Mom says we finished. Okay. All right. And we're changing arms. So into the left hand, arm up to the ceiling. Drop the arm down the back, elbow over the shoulder. And we're kicking up for 15, 14, 13. Good. And 12, 11. Good. 10, make sure that elbow is staying over the shoulder. 8 and 7. 6, 5, 4, for 3, 2 more. Last one. Good, and guess what? Joy of joy, we get to do them all again. So, scooping up your second weight, We're starting with the bicep curl, elbows squeezed in for 15 and 14, 13, speeding up a bit, 12, 11, squeezing those elbows in, 9 and 8, 7 and 6, 5. Now, of course, if you don't want to keep going at a fast speed, just do as many as you can for 3 and 2, and last one, palms facing away from you, shoulders down the back, straight arm in front, good, and lower. For 14, remembering this is the most important one, to have that core locked and your neutral spine position. 11 and 10, 9 and 8, for 7 and 6, 5 and 4, good, 3 more, and 2, last one, good. Oh, really paid the second time round, start to feel it a bit more. Holding that glass of water, good, elbows in front, and we're lifting the elbows up, pour the water down the sink, and center, good. So, for 14, and center, 13, and center, 12, and 11, lock those shoulders down the back, 10, and 9, 8, and 7, good, for 6, and 5, good, for 4, and 3, for 2, and last one, good, and shake those arms off, brilliant. Elbows behind the body, weights at the front of the shoulder, keep the ear back over the shoulder as we kick back for 15, and forward, 14, 13, 12, 11, and 10, 9, and 8, 7, for 6, and 5, 4, and 3, 2, and last one, brilliant, down to one weight, arm up to the ceiling, hopefully we're feeling those arms burning a bit now, good, support that elbow and with tricep extension for 15, and 14, 13, and remember if that starts to feel uncomfortable in the elbow or the shoulder, we go back to the tricep kickback. I think we're on 10 and 9, thanks Paul, 8 and 7, good, for 6 and 5, good, for 4, 3, 2 more, and last one, excellent, bring the arm down, change the weight over, nearly there, last 15, drop the arm down the back, and we're pushing up for 15, 14, 13, good, for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, for 7 and 6, 5 more, and 4 and 3 for 2, and last one. Good. Relax the arm down. We're going to give those arms a good circle. So I know I always sort of joke about having our nice sculpted arms, but actually doing weights is more than just having nice sculpted arms. Obviously, the stronger our arms are, the more they're supporting the joints, and that's really the important thing. But, you know, we don't want to overdo it. So if you get really tired with it, make sure you're supporting yourself, or just reduce the numbers we're doing. Okay, so we're standing at the end of the mat rolling away in front of us, core engaged. You can keep the knees straight for this one if you want to. We're going to roll down, so chin to chest, head hanging, arms hanging, scooping the belly button to spine. We're just going to let the head hang down, shoulders down the back. If you haven't got straight knees, you can straighten them. Try and get them as straight, and just stretching out. And we're going to come onto all fours. So soften through the knees, down onto all fours, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath those hips, and scooping the belly button to spine. Good. So into the cat stretch. So on the in-breath, we're rounding thoracic back up towards the ceiling. On the out-breath, lengthen tail and crown. Draw the belly button to spine and feeding on into that back extension, taking the eyes to the ceiling. In breath, rounding thoracic back up towards the ceiling. Draw the shoulders away from the spine. On the out breath, lengthen tail and crown. Feed on through into that back extension. Good. One more time. In breath, rounding thoracic back up to the ceiling. On the out breath, lengthen tail and crown. Now hold this back extension, so eyes to the ceiling. Just feel that lovely stretch up through your back, and then we're just going to flex it off. So rounding thoracic back up to the ceiling and coming back to your neutral spine position. Good. So we're going to slide the left leg back, dropping the left hip down. Of course, you can come onto your forearms here if you want to. Pushing back through the hands, we're taking the heel to the floor. And we're holding this calf stretch for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sliding that left leg in. Good. We're sliding the right leg back. Tuck that right toe underneath you. Push back through your hands. And we're holding this for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep the pressure on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sliding that right knee in. Good. Into the hip drop. So dropping both hips down to the right. Look over the left shoulder at your feet. In breath to center, back up. Now remember, we're stretching here, so slow movements and possibly holding it a little bit longer. We don't want to be just swinging left to right. That's not the point of this one. It's stretching out hips, lower back, top of the pelvis. Good. Back to the center. We're going to go last time over to the left. Looking over your right shoulder at your feet, coming back to the center again. Brilliant. So into the thread and needle. So we're going to take the right arm up to the ceiling, follow the hand with the head. Feed the back of the hands through the gap, head and shoulder down onto the floor. Roll back onto your right shoulder as you take your eyes to the ceiling. Again, this is a stretch. Enjoy it. Let those muscles relax. Good. We're coming back up onto all fours again. Left arm up to the ceiling. Follow the hand with the head. We're feeding the back of the hand through the gap. Take the head and shoulder down. Roll back onto that left shoulder. Eyes to the ceiling. Good. Breathing through that stretch. And back up onto all fours again. We're taking the right hand. We're not going up to the ceiling though. We're going to feed it straight through. So feeding that right hand straight through. Head and shoulder down. We're going to take the left arm, if you want to progress it, up above the head, back of the hand onto the floor, and then eyes to the ceiling. Good. And just breathing through the stretch. Good. And again, coming back up onto all fours again. Taking the left back of the hand, feed it through the gap, head and shoulder down. I'm just having a little look. If you want to progress it, then we're going to take the right arm up above the head onto the floor. So take the hand onto the floor. Breathing through that stretch, eyes to the ceiling. Good, and then we're coming back onto all fours again. So we're going to sit back on our heels. Jane, yeah, you're right with your legs straight out in front of you. Sit back on your heels, head down. In fact, Jane, I think have your legs open and in a slight V. That's it. Good. We're going to walk the hands round to the left. Reaching the right arm away from you, so we're just opening up through the right side, keeping the right seat bone down towards your heel, back to the center, and then we're walking the hands round to the right, reaching that left arm away from you. Again, feel that lovely stretch all up that left side, back to the center again, and we're scooping belly button to spine. We're rounding back up and stacking that spine. Excellent. So coming to sitting, we're grabbing our rollers. We'll start, actually let's just spice it up. We're going to put the roller on the left side because I think we always start on the right side. You can either have the right leg straight, the left knee's bent in front, or if you're happy to have that right leg tucked behind you. Good. So we're going to come over the right leg. So on the in-breath, we're going over that right leg. On the out-breath, hand onto the roller, slide it away, drop the shoulder down. Remember, we want to lift up through that lower waist. Good. And then using your side muscles to come back up to sitting. So we're going to do, gosh, I can't remember how many we did. Was it 10? Yeah, 10. I nearly said 15 then. That's all. That might be 10 of those. But remember, if you want to do a side plank instead, you're working the same muscles. You're probably working them a bit harder in the side plank. By all means, go into the side plank. Okay? I'm going to work with the roller. So on the out breath, we're sliding it away. Keep the elbows soft. Use the oblique muscles to come back up. Good. For 9. And up. Good. For 8. Remember, keep that left elbow soft. We don't want to be putting any pressure through that elbow joint. Are we on 7? And up. For 6. And up. Good. For 5. If you're not feeling it, work lower to the floor. Then you're having to really work hard to lift back up. For 4. And 3. 2 more. For 2. This last one we're going to hold. Good. Rotate chest to the floor, both hands on the roller. push the roller away, drop the head down, slide the roller back to you, back into the side bend. Use those core muscles to come up. We'll go over that right leg. Good, back up to sitting. If you've got the right leg bent behind you, we're going to bring it straight out in front of you. Left arm up to the ceiling. So if you've been doing side plank, come up to sitting. Right leg in front of you, and we're going to take the chest over that right knee, bringing the right hand, the left hand over to the right, and drop the head down. And just feeling that lovely opening stretch all the way up that left side. Good. Breathing through that. Good. And coming back up to sitting again. So we're going to bring the roller over to our right side. Right knee bent, left leg behind. So we're going to go over the left leg first. So coming over the left leg. Even if you're doing the side plank, just join us for this one. And then we're going to push that roller away. Drop the elbow down, lifting through the weight. Using the side muscles to come up. And now if you want to go into side plank, by all means, lie on your side. If you're going to stay with me, we're going for 10. So we're rolling away and reaching over the top, using the side muscles to come up. Good. For 9. And side muscles to come up. Good. For 8. And up. Make sure you're not using that roller to push you up. You're drawing yourself up from the side. For 6. And up. And again, if it's feeling a bit fast and you're thinking, I'm not really controlling the movement here, you work at your pace. For 4. And up. Good. For 3. And draw back up. Good. 2 more. And on this last one here, we're going to hold it. Rotate, chest to the floor. Push the roller away. Drop the head down. Trying to keep the left seat bone towards the floor. Back into the side bend. Using those core muscles to come up. Over the left leg and up to sitting. So bringing the left leg in front. If you've been doing the side plank, join us for this one. Left foot in flexion, right arm to the ceiling, and we're taking the chest over that left leg. Bring the hand to the outside of the left leg, because that's giving that lovely stretch all through that right side. Push the hands away from you. Breathing through that stretch. Good. And we're rounding back up, coming up to sitting. Good. So grabbing the rollers, we're going to run the roller vertically down the mat. So sitting on the end and very gently coming down to lying on the roller, making sure the head is comfortably on the roller and the tailbone. Good. We're going to find our neutral spine position. So on the in breath, we're going to roll that pelvis forward. So we're arching through the lumbar spine. Take the chin up to the ceiling. On the out breath, we're going to flatten through the lumbar spine, sliding the chin towards the chest. Just have a little thought of where your feet are. If we're on the roller, we can have them slightly wider towards the edges of the mat. Make sure they're sort of tracking straight there. Good. So we're going to float the right and left arm up to the ceiling, keeping that lumbar spine down into the roller and the length through the back of the neck. And we're going to float the arms out to the side, back of the hand,
coming down towards the floor, dropping the shoulders either side of that roller. Breathing through that, and then we're floating the arms back up to the ceiling again. One more time on the in-breath. So remember, this is such a lovely stretch to really open up through our chest. These muscles where we are driving, sitting on computers, they get very contracted here. And so this is a brilliant one to just stretch those muscles out. So dropping the shoulders down either side of that roller. And floating the arms back up to the ceiling again, palms facing away from you. We're going right arm up, left arm down, onto the floor, keeping the fingers on the floor. We're going to drag them as we take the arms out to the side, ending with the left arm up, right arm down, and floating them back up to the ceiling again. Good. On the out breath, we're going left arm up, right arm down, dragging the fingers on the floor. We're bringing the arms out to the side, finishing with right arm up, left arm down, and back up to the ceiling again. From there, we're going to drop our elbows down to the floor at shoulder height, fingers to the ceiling. Keep that rib cage down. We're taking the back of the hands down towards the floor. Now, if they're not reaching the floor, I want you to just repeat that movement. Fingers to the ceiling and back down to the floor. If your fingers are on the floor, I want you to slide the arms up above your head, keeping the hands on the floor, rib cage locked down. And then we're all going to take the arms back up to the ceiling again. Good. So one more time on the in-breath, drop the elbows down to the floor at shoulder height. Back of the hands onto the floor. If they're not reaching the floor, repeat that last movement. Lock the rib cage down. And we're sliding the hands along the floor, drawing the shoulders down your back, as we float the arms back up to the ceiling again. We're going to hold those arms back up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, and we're going to float the left leg up into tabletop position. Keep that back locked down as we toe tap the left toe, tapping it into the bucket of water and back up again. Then we're going to, as we tap the toe, take the right arm up above the head and back to the center. And we're going to also take the left arm down to the feet. Good. So breathing out to lower, lock the back down, in breath to center. Good. 6 more and center. For 5, lock the back down. And 4, good. For 3, and 2, good. Last one. Back to the start point, flex that left leg. We're going to push that left leg away. Imagine you're pushing a heavy block away. And then center it back up again. We're going to involve the arms now. Right arm up, left arm down. Push the block away. Lock the back down and center. Now remember, the lumbar spine is not to leave the foam roller. So if you're finding as you lengthen the leg, your lower back comes up, take the leg higher to the ceiling. Good. For 6 and center. 5 and center, lock the back down. 4 and 3. If you're feeling a bit wobbly on the roller, take that right foot out to the side a bit more. Good. 2 more. And last one. Good. We're hugging the knee into your chest. Lock the back down, nice and slow here. Good. And then we're changing legs. So we're taking the left foot to the floor, right leg up to tabletop, float the arms up towards the ceiling, and we're toe tapping with the right foot. Left arm up, right arm down. Good. For 9 and locking that back down. And 8. And 7. For 6. And 5. Breathing out to lower, in to come up. For 3. And 2. Last one. Leg back up to tabletop, flex through the foot. We're pushing the block away. Left arm up, right arm down, and center. Good. For 7, and center. Lock the back down. For 6, and down. So this is really a core exercise. So the main priority is that those core muscles. For 4, and 3, so we're engaging them to keep that spine down. For 2, and last one now, push that block away. We're going to draw that right knee up into your chest, lovely and slowly. That keeps you still. And just hugging that knee in, locking the back down to keep you still on the roller. Good, and then we're going to take that right foot to the floor. We're going to come off the roller up to a sitting position. We're going to grab our band. Now remember, we're doing the glute exercises, but if you suffer with hip issues, you might find you don't want to use the resistance band, that is just enough without the resistance band. So we're tying the band up above the knees, leaving the knees clear, nice and tight there. And we're going to come down to lying on our right sides when you're ready. So lying on our straight arm, stacking, feet, knees, hips are stacked, and shoulders are stacked. Good. Hand on top of that left hip, so we can just make sure we're engaging that glute there. So we're squeezing the glute, feet are together, and we're taking the knee up towards the ceiling, not rocking back on that left hip. Good, and lowering back down again. So squeezing through the glutes, we're taking that knee up, we're holding it up here, we're pulsing it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep thinking of that left glute. 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, we're taking the knee and ankle up. And we're pulsing it here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Squeeze that left glute, knee and ankle up, and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Last time. Knee and ankle up, squeezing through the glute for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Give that left side a bit of a pat off. We're pointing through the left toe. Take the leg up to the ceiling, flex, lengthen, so you're lifting your waist up as you lower back down. Pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Good. Pointing to come up for 5, flex, lengthen, and lower back down. Pointing for 4, flex, lengthen, and lower. For 3, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. 2 more, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower. Last one, pointing to come up, flex, lengthen, and lower back down. Excellent. Give that a pat off. We're going to turn into a plank. So out, but onto your forearms. Tuck your toes underneath you. Remember, if you struggle with the planking, you can leave your knees down, all right? And we're holding this for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Look at your postures. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees to the floor. Let's just sit back on your heels for a second. Stretch off through the lower back. Good job. And then we're coming down to lie on our left side, lying on our arm, feet, knees, hips, shoulders all stacked, hand on that top hip, squeezing through the right glute. Remember, we're keeping the feet together for the first couple, so squeezing that glute, we're taking the knee up towards the ceiling, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, knee to the ceiling, and we're pulsing it here for 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. We're only going for 10. I know I started at 15, and lower it back down again. Good. Knee and ankle up to the ceiling. I've got 15 stuck on my brain today. And we're pulsing it up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Squeeze that right glute. 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. On the out breath, squeezing through the glute, knee and ankle up, and we're pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Last one, knee and ankle up, and pulsing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower back down. Good. Give it a bit of a pat off. We're lengthening through that right leg, pointing through the toe, and we're taking the leg up to the ceiling. Flex, lengthen, and lower back down. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen, and lower. Good. 5 more. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen, and lower. For 4. Flex, lengthen, and lower. 3 coming up. Flex, lengthen, and lower. 2 more. Pointing to coming up. Flex, lengthen, and lower. Last one. Pointing to come up. Flex, lengthen, and lower again. Give that hip and glute a bit of a gentle rub there. And then we're going to turn on to our front. So forearms underneath you. Tuck your toes underneath you straight away. We're turning over, and of course you can have your knees down if you want to. And we're holding for 12, 11. Now just check your cameras. Make sure your back is straight. You're not dipping. 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. We're coming back onto our knees. Get your backs off. Good job, everyone. Whew. Even the sun is coming out to play. And we're coming to sitting. And we're going to slide the band off our knees. Good. Legs straight out in front of us. And so we're just working our core muscles here a little bit, as well as articulating through the spine. We did this last week. So if you remember, we're going to roll back C curve. Each time we're going to get lower and lower until we get to the point, and we're going to keep coming back up again until we get to the point where you think, I'm not going to come up from there. And then, of course, go to the floor and come back up again. Okay, so not too low to start with. So on the in-breath, draw the belly button to spine. We're C-curving that lower back, and we're rolling back till we feel that core engaging. And then we're rounding and stacking that spine. Good. On the out breath, draw the belly button to spine. So we're coming down, lumbar, thoracic, and then rolling back up and stacking. We're going to come down to the first point, to the bottom point of that shoulder blade. So draw the belly button to spine. We're coming down, lumbar, thoracic, just to the point of the shoulder blade, and then we're rolling back up. Excellent. We're going to lean forward now. I forgot to say, of course, you can use your band here around your feet as well, if you know you struggle. Stacking that spine. Good. One more time. We're coming down. Lumbar, thoracic. Let's see if we can go to the point of the shoulder again. Maybe just a little bit further. And then we're rounding and stacking back up again. Reaching forward over your toes. Brilliant. This time we're going to come all the way down. Good. So scooping the belly button to spine. Squeezing the knees and feet together. We're coming lumbar, thoracic, head down. Reach the arms over the top. On the out breath, arms to the ceiling. Come up from the breastbone. Look at your toes, and then we're rolling up. Reaching the hands forward. Take hold of the toes. Drop the head down. Breathing through the stretch. So last time now, we're stacking that spine. Scoop the belly button to spine. We're rounding down, shoulders down the back, lumbar, thoracic. Take the head down, reach the arms over the top, back of the hands onto the floor. We're lengthening the left leg away at the same time, reaching the left arm back. And relax, and then we're reaching right arm and right leg away. And relax. Good. One more time to each side. Left arm, left leg. And relax. Right arm, right leg. Good. And relax. Good. We're going to bend those knees. We're going to take the right leg and cross it over the left knee. So the knees are actually meeting. So the knees are touching each other. Good. Take the arms out to the side, palms to the ceiling. On the out breath, we're going to drop both knees over to the right. The head goes to the left. Good. And we're just gently going to hold that stretch into that lower back. Breathing through that. Trying to encourage the knees down towards the floor there a bit. Nice deep breath in and out. So we're going to bring the knees back to the center, slide the ankle back onto the knee, scoop that left leg up, or just push the right knee away from you. Good. And we should be feeling a nice stretch through that right side of the glutes there. We're going to roll ever so slightly onto that left side, just increasing the stretch a bit. So not too far over. You're just lifting your right side about 1.5 to 2 centimeters away from the mat. Keep the pressure on. This is such a good stretch for any lower back discomfort. Breathing through the stretch. Good. And we're centering back up again. Right foot to the floor. We're crossing the knees, so back to crossing those knees meeting. We're going to take both knees over to the left. The head goes to the right. Good. Just breathing through the stretch. Good. Again, this is it's a slightly higher stretch here, kind of coming up into just that lower back there. But really nice if you're suffering with any back discomfort. So center those knees back up, slide the ankle back onto the knee, draw that right knee up towards your chest, shoulders down your back, chin towards your chest. Keep the pressure on that leg. Good. And then we're going to roll ever so slightly onto the right side, just lifting that left side up slightly just to increase that stretch. Good. And we're holding and breathing through this. 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're coming back to the center again. So very gently, we're going to roll onto our sides and come up to a sitting position, or up onto our knees actually. We're going to grab a cushion or a block, whatever you've got handy, placing it down the middle of the mat, and we're going to put our left knee onto the block, and we're going to bring our right hand forward. Now, if knees are an issue, obviously we can do all of these stretches standing, okay? So if you're not comfortable to be down on your knee, just come up to standing. So we're going to take the right foot forward as far as you can, and then we're going to drive that left hip forward, so we're coming down over the knee slightly, left arm up to the ceiling, and then over into a right side bend, driving that left hip forward. So we're just really stretching and opening all up through the front there. Back to, we're going to bring the hand around, we're going to place the hand either side of the foot. If you're standing, you can still do this. Just come down, unless it's a real issue with the knee, you can do this from standing. Tuck that back toe underneath you, and we're going to lift that knee up off the floor. Good. Drive that left knee down towards the mat. Good. I'm going to talk through if you're standing and not kneeling. So if you're kneeling, obviously just come back to the mat. I'm going to straighten the front leg. If you're standing, bend the back knee and straighten through the front leg. So you don't have to take the knee back down to the mat. That's only if you're not happy to kneel. If you're happy to kneel, put the knee back down and drop the head down over that lengthened front leg. Good. This is a really good stretch. So we're just going to breathe through that, getting that front leg as straight as possible. And remember, you're lifting that toe up. Good. And so we're going to change legs now. So we need to move the block first. Underneath the right knee. Left foot comes forward all the way to the front of the mat. We're going to drive that right hip down, bringing the knee over the ankle joint, right arm up to the ceiling, and then over into that left side bend. Good, driving that right hip forward and down. And then we're going to take both hands either side of that left foot. Again, keep driving that right hip down. Good. And then if you can, we're going to kneel that right knee back onto the mat, top of the foot on the floor, straighten through the front leg, head down. Breathe through that stretch. Again, such a lovely stretch up through the hamstring. And if it's sore and uncomfortable and you don't think it's so lovely, then you need to do it more often, because that means you're tight. Good. For 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're coming back onto our knees. We're going to slide the block out. Coming onto all fours, or James straight into down dog. We're going to push up into down dog, feet hip width apart, heels to the floor, head through to the knees, just breathing through the stretch, relaxing the shoulders down the back. And then we're going to soften through the knees, walk the hands back towards your feet, On the out breath, rounding back up, stacking that spine, coming up to standing. Excellent work, everyone. Good job.